Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Here is your fun fact of the day. You ever hear an anecdote about a person ending up in prison or some other secluded place with a small group of people, and then someone in that crowd starts saying some very eerie and very personal things that just strike that chord? It's like, how did you know that? Well, this is actually the setup, very similarly, to the prophet Ezekiel. Ezekiel was alive. He was a priest in Jerusalem during the time of when Babylon took over and into the exile, when Babylon held them captive. Ezekiel was very faithful through the captivity to tell the people about how they were not being faithful to God and why the exile occurred, why it became necessary. The book of Ezekiel pronounces judgment not just on Israel, but also surrounding nations. However, it also provides a future allusion, a future description of the millennial kingdom that complements both Old and New Testament prophecies about the second coming. Not only does the book present a striking picture of the restoration and resurrection of God's temple and his people, it offers the reader a picture of the reconstructed temple in Jerusalem itself, complete with the return of God's glory to his dwelling place on earth. A later section actually gets to the worship of Christ in the end times and how people will turn from a lot of what is earthly and very palpable to simply Christ himself and nothing else. This book is a little bit graphic, actually, in a lot of its prophecy against Israel and other nations. There's a lot of doom and gloom in this book, but it is not without hope. So even though there is a lot of very stark phrases in this book that will strike you as eye-popping even, there is hope before we even get to the very end. There's hope before then. You just got to read to it. You got to get to it. Thank you for joining me for this fun fact of the day. See you again soon.